Welcome to Honest Whispers Preview for Sale. On this video, I'll be previewing Wonder Woman Series 1 Donna Troy as Wonder Woman action figure. Released by DC Direct back in December 5th, 2007. Designed by Terry Dodson and sculpted by Jack Matthews. All figures in the series are approximately 6 3/4 inches tall, although she is slightly elevated in her packaging. And they all have about 9 points of articulations. 1 in the neck, 2 shoulders, 2 elbows, 2 hips, and 2 knees, although you can't see her knees and hip joints. I'm going to go over 6 different categories to review this. First category is design, which basically covers the look, the concept, and the pose. And as far as the look goes, they're all based on Terry Dodson's artwork in the series. She looks pretty accurate as far as how he drew her. And on this, the pose is somewhat predetermined, although she's more on a kind of a neutral pose rather than other figures in the series where they might have their hips kind of sway to the side. Or the only thing that's more predetermined here is the way her arms are. She has a fist and she has a hand that's supposed to hold the sword that comes with. She does have a nice cape, pretty cool armor and lasso that's attached to her belt. Well, not really a belt, but like a hook. And they all come with the same type of round base, and it says Wonder Woman, so it's not individualized. It doesn't say Donna Troy or anything. So overall look and design is really nice. The points of articulation really it's kind of useless, but for this particular figure, just due to her armor and everything, you really can't see much of her joints other than her elbows. So it does look pretty clean, and just the look really captures the image from the comic book. So another 2D come to life type of figure here. Therefore, I give the design score a perfect 10 out of 10. Next category is sculpting, which basically covers the details, quality of the sculpt, and of course execution. And as far as the execution goes, it is based on Terry Dodson's artwork, but there's some issues that I have where this figure in particular, compared to other figures in the series, just has some unproportionate body parts. One in particular is that her face does look a bit small compared to the proportion ratio of the other figures in the series, where they all look pretty good. You don't really question that, but when you look at her face looks kind of small, and at the same time her fists or hands are really big compared to the other characters. I mean, you could even see Agent Diana Prince here in the background. If I zoom up, her fists are pretty, well, compared to Donna's, small. But I don't want to say small because they just seem more right here, and on here they just seem kind of big. Otherwise, a lot of nice details. Hair very nicely sculpted. The armor, very nice intricate little details. So I do like that a lot. Now the elbow joint here just looks a bit messy. It almost looks like clay animation type of look there. While you can see here on her left elbow, it's a bit cleaner, and the seam lines are a little bit more tighter. Armor, legs, looks really nice. Again, more intricate details on the armor, and you could see her skirt all pretty much got all pretty much individualized pieces, I guess, glued onto it. So that's a nice touch to it. Cape, nice, realistic, flowing look. But when you start looking at the belt, it starts to look very crooked, sloppy, a little bit offset. You could see all the point lines. They don't go from her top of her breastplate to the middle. It looks okay, but then once you start getting to the lower part, it gets all crooked. The very bottom point is even, you don't get a nice, I guess, diamond shape or rhombus, but rather you get this crooked, oblong shape looking, diamond. This part of the belt is just really, crooked and curvy right there, and just gets bigger. So looks very sloppy right there. And even here, this is where I would consider the sculpting quality or the molding quality. You could see some seam lines that's sticking out there. So a little bit sloppy compared to the other figures in the series. Therefore, the sculpting score, I give it a slightly above average, 6 out of 10. Next category is colors. Basically covers the painting accuracy of the colors and the quality of the paint applications. And this one, it does have some gloss finish mixed with some matte finish, even some plastic parts that's not painted. Overall, it does have a nice look, very accurate looking, and I do like the nice shine on the gold. So it does make it seem like she has gold-plated armor on. But the application itself isn't that great. You can see her eyes, one of them is very dark. She has like dark eyeliners, while her right eye doesn't. So it's almost, it's even slightly size-wise, it's bigger. So it just looks a little off. And then you could see some lines here. It's a bit squiggly, especially her armbands. Just doesn't have the nice straight lines. The side seems okay, but you could see a lot of areas where it's either kind of curving or even some bleeding. Otherwise, everywhere else is pretty good. I don't have any issues. It seems like a lot of them has been painted, molded separately, painted separately, and then assembled afterwards. So not too much paint issues, but when you compare it to the other figures in the series, definitely more I would say less, it just doesn't look as good, or quality even just isn't there compared to the other ones. So therefore, I give the color score, it's still a solid score, 7 out of 10. Next category is packaging. Packaging basically covers the look of the package and the design. And this one, it is a blister card packaging, or some call it bubble card packaging. And this one, I do like the look and the overall layout and design of it. It does definitely stay in theme with the Wonder Woman comic book series. But my issue with this is that it's a common card. Basically, they use the same card for every figure in the series. The only difference is that the sticker has been, they just printed out stickers and stuck it on there. So that's the only thing. And even some of the stickers, you could see how, it's crooked and stuff. So not that I'm complaining about the crooked stickers, but still, I would have, for packaging, I would save the higher score for something that where all of them are nicely individualized, and even the shape and look of it, it's not anything special or unique. It's just your common rectangle shape. So otherwise, it's pretty much average, but due to the look and the layout, I give the score a slightly above average 6 out of 10. Next category is value. Basically covers retail price versus aftermarket price, retail and aftermarket versus quality. And this one, just like all the other characters or figures in the series, quality overall is pretty nice. This is probably the worst out of the 4. And I'm sure all figures may be different, but when it comes to parts where like this, where it's probably that's how it's molded, you probably have the same issues with the belt, things like that. Otherwise, painting, definitely, some of these errors might not be as bad on other figures, but overall, quality, it's definitely worth it if you're a fan and you want to collect the whole series. But value-wise, this is the 3rd most demanded figure in the series, so there isn't that much aftermarket value in this. But when it first came out, this was around like $9.99 or definitely $12.99. So when you compare that to the price right now, where I say the lowest price you could probably find would be around $25 without shipping. So you still at least double your money or close to it. So it does have some value there. So I give the value score a pretty solid 7 out of 10. Finally, overall is the last category, which accumulates to 5 prior categories: design, sculpting, colors, packaging, and value. And as far as this goes, if you're a Donna Troy fan, this is a pretty nice depiction or variation of her. I do like her armor, and she did kind of fill in the role as Wonder Woman. So this is a cool version of her. It does kind of remind me of the movie costume, which this actually came out before, although she doesn't have like the shoulder armors and stuff. But otherwise, pretty close. It's just unfortunate she doesn't have that much aftermarket value, but still pretty good compared to other figures outside of the series. So therefore, I give the overall score a solid 7 out of 10. So to recap, design 10 out of 10, sculpting 6 out of 10, colors 7 out of 10, packaging 6 out of 10, value 7 out of 10, and overall 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Until next time, continue reading the King James Version Bible and eat your vitamin C.